Move aside, Epsom salts. Today I want to share with you my favorite salt for improving our energy, our skin health, and pain relief, and when and why it is sometimes superior to Epsom salts alone. But before we dive into that, make sure that you are subscribed and notified so that you don't miss a beat here at the Dr. Brandy Show. My name is Dr. Brandy Rose Lipscomb, and I'm a naturopathic doctor here at Essential Wellness in beautiful Arlington, Washington. I am also one of the leading experts in the realm of non-invasive neuromodulation or dynamic neuromodulation. What does that mean? It means I'm an expert in pain relief. And I run a program that is available to clients all across the country called My Pain Eraser and Rapid Recovery. I have clients all across the country who purchase these space-age pain relieving devices from us along with all the attachments and learn how to use them in the comfort of their own home with my extensive video library and my one-on-one help and guidance. And something that always surprises my clients is when they're using the device, we set an energy level in an area, and let's say they're working on the skin, they're working through, and all of a sudden they'll hit a spot where they feel a surge of the current. The energy is a little bit stronger running through that area. And what I believe is happening is that our fascia and our fascial lines that connect our connective tissue are relatively in the same regions, in the same lines as our meridians. And so there are times when we can run the current through a meridian or through the fascia. And if there's a need for more energy in that area, the body will pull that energy from the device. The body will utilize the energy and the electrons that it needs in order to help heal the body a little bit faster. And on the other hand, there are sometimes those clients who come into this program and this little device can give a fair amount of electrical energy out of it when it's at a max output of energy. And I've had clients who have the device running at maximum energy on the highest possible frequencies and they still can't feel the device. And what's interesting is that over time, a couple weeks of utilizing the device and doing their home exercise program, they start to feel it more and more and more. So what has happened there is, our brains, if we're not capable of healing something in the first 24 to 48 hours after an injury, our brains sort of go, I'm not even talking to that area anymore. I'm too busy with my glucose regulation and my carbon dioxide. Can't you see that? But this is a way of taking a waveform and sending the signal up to the brain and back down again multiple times, sort of saying, how do you like me now? Look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. And the brain is sort of forced to look at that knee again, look at that hip again. Let's take another look at that jaw and see if we can't do a better job of healing ourselves this time around. And one thing that's interesting about that is that sometimes it takes longer than I think it should. And sometimes I wonder, does that person sort of lack the energy that their body needs to really stimulate these healing processes? So one of my favorite ways to help my clients build up their cellular health, their antioxidant status, their overall ionizing status of their body, let's get some more ions, some more charge into the body, is to use a Himalayan SOLE. And not just any old Himalayan SOLE, but the original Himalayan crystal salt stones. So the reason why it is important to use the original Himalayan SOLE salt is because it is a really pure source of Himalayan sea salt. Other sources of Himalayan sea salt sometimes are shown to have heavy metals and different impurities in them, but this one is tested as pure as it can be. And interestingly, I am going to share a link in the description of a mineral analysis of what's actually in most Himalayan sea salt. And you'll find that in addition to the sodium and the chloride, which we find in common table salt, we also find a decent amount of calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, even lithium, which kind of helps with our mood and energy. So we have 84 different trace minerals that are available to our bodies from Himalayan sea salt that we don't get from our normal salt. And sometimes we don't get often in our standard American diet, the SAD diet, right? So how do we make SOLE? We take a few rocks from the jar and we put them into a glass container. Mine has a plastic lid on it. If you purchase the actual kit shown here, it comes with a beautiful little glass and a wooden top for it. I think I broke mine a while back, and so I've been using this instead. But we just want something that has no metal on it, right? Because with salt, that could be corrosive. So we put our rocks in the jar, and then we fill the jar just up to the top of the rocks with the most purified water you can use. I personally use my Kangen machine for my Kangen water with my Himalayan SOLE. If you have, the cleanest water source that you can would be my preference for this. And you let it sit overnight. And you want to make sure in the morning that you actually see rocks still visible in your solution. If all of the rocks are completely dissolved into the water, then you need to add a few more crystals into your water because we want this to be a super saturated solution. And then simply once a day, we just take typically 1 teaspoon of the SOLE into a big glass of water. And it's my absolute favorite thing to do first thing in the morning is to just add a nice big teaspoon of SOLE to my drinking water, stir that up, bless it with a little love, thank it for nourishing my body, and then drink it all the way down. The taste is just a little bit salty, but it's not overpoweringly salty. You can see I can glug that down pretty fast. So it's like an electrolyte formula with minerals in it, and the benefits of drinking SOLE are that you're getting more minerals into your body. You're a little bit more energy. I find that my mood is uplifted a bit when I'm drinking my SOLE. I find that my muscles recover quickly when I've been doing a lot of activity. And sometimes if I'm in a really humid environment and working outside or exercising a lot, I will really crave a second glass of that SOLE at the end of the day. I really wish I'd had it when I was this girl back in Iraq as a combat medic, and sometimes we would sweat so much that you could see thick salt lines all around our bodies, and I definitely wish I'd had SOLE back in my times in Iraq. So I'm going to include a link below for the Himalayan SOLE in the description so that you can try it out at home and see if you don't notice a little more pep in your step when you're taking this, and maybe even a little bit faster to heal. Now, what is interesting, you might be saying, but doctor, I'm not supposed to have sodium for my blood pressure. Newsflash. Did you guys know that in 2014, there was a study done in Australia that looked at 8,000 people and looked at whether or not salt actually affected their blood pressure. And they said, nope, that's not what's happening here. They found that BMI, obesity, alcohol use were much bigger factors in someone's whether or not they're going to be hypertensive. Still though, the Mayo Clinic says that they suspect that up to 58% of people with hypertension, with high blood pressure, may be sensitive to salt. So if you are someone who is on blood pressure medication or tends to run a little bit high in blood pressure sometimes, you might want to do a test. Check your blood pressure before you drink the SOLE and check your blood pressure after you take the SOLE. If within 10 minutes of drinking the SOLE, your blood pressure's high, then it might not be a really good thing for you to take on a regular basis. My other favorite way to play and absorb Himalayan sea salt is to bathe in it. That's right. a link in the description for this amazingly big bag, this 25-pound bag of Himalayan sea salt. I like to put a cup or two in my bath. I will use it as a scrub on my skin as I am bathing, and I just let my body absorb all of those minerals from Saltworks Himalayan pink sea salt. I don't drink with it. You could cook with it, but this big jar sits beside my bath, and I take a bath in it on a regular basis. And I noticed that my muscles recover more quickly when I'm working out, and it just feels good. It feels like my skin glows more, and I feel like I just have a little bit more energy throughout the day. So I love bathing in a mineral-rich bath, and I think of Himalayan sea salts for the bath if you're struggling more with low energy, chronic fatigue, kind of feeling like you're just slow to heal. And then I still like Epsom salts the best, though, when we're talking about muscle spasms. One rule that I really want you to remember is if it's spasms, give it magnesium. And Epsom salts are a pure source of magnesium sulfate. So if you have spasms, but you're also fatigued, try half and half. Try 1 cup of Epsom salts and 1 cup of Himalayan salt in your bath. Become a saltoholic like me. So don't forget, if it's spasms, give it magnesium. And I guess that means that my next video is gonna have to be on the best sources of magnesium for muscle spasms. Because when we're talking about oral magnesium supplements, that's a whole different ballgame, and there's a lot to talk about on that subject. Have you ever tried a Himalayan SOLE? If you have, let me know. If you're gonna order some, please let us know how that goes too. Let us know if you find that it's your new favorite morning wake up and get going ritual. Are you trying to heal from an old injury or car accident or complications from a surgery? Or perhaps you're trying to avoid surgery altogether or keep your body in the most optimal health you can for decades to come? If you said yes to any of those, then you really owe it to yourself to stop what you're doing right now, get into the description below, and click on the link for the My Pain Eraser and Rapid Recovery Program. I seriously think it's one of the best pain relief programs in the country. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about our technology and how it works, make sure you check out this video next. And then once you're done with that, you've got to go check out this quick video on an interview I did with my friend and client, Gary. It always makes me smile. Hey guys, we're wishing you the most optimal health and happiness, and we thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.